to the Duplo Valley Theatre. My name is Sarah and I'm your storyteller. Now, a fabulous tale we have for you. Let's clap and cheer, let's not be blue. Settle down and listen for yourselves to the tale of the shoemaker and his kind little elves. Once upon a time, long ago in a small village, there lived an old shoemaker.
I'm an old shoemaker.
And his wife.
I'm an old shoemaker's wife.
The shoemaker and his wife were so poor, they only had enough leather to make one more pair of shoes.
That's right. Just one piece of leather left, and after that I haven't got a clue what to do.
The shoemaker and his wife thought long and hard about what they could do.
Possibly I could, or maybe I... No, I can't do that.
However, before long the skies had darkened and night was upon them.
Well, my lovely, this is our last piece of leather, and from this I will have to make my last pair of shoes. And then, who knows what will become of us?
Oh dear.
Don't worry, old shoemaker. Let's sleep on it.
What? Sleep on the leather?
No! Sleep on the problem. Things will look better in the morning.
If you say so, my precious. I'll leave the leather just here, and then I will begin my work first thing tomorrow.
So the shoemaker carefully laid the piece of leather on his workbench, ready for sewing the following day. During the night, while the shoemaker and his wife were sleeping, something was happening downstairs in the workshop. Two kind elves who had heard of their money troubles had crept into the workshop and were inspecting the leather.
I feel our skills are needed here to fill their lives with joy, not tears.
We'll chase away their money blues by making a pair of the finest shoes.
Sew and stitch the leather, the leather,
The leather,
sew and stitch the leather to make a pair of shoes. Brother, we are so kind. Better shoes you could not find.
But now we should be on our way, as soon will come the break of day. Come along.
Morning arrived. And when the shoemaker came downstairs into his workshop, an amazing sight met his eyes.
Oh, it's a miracle.
He called for his wife.
Come quick, my little fruit bat. Come quick.
Oh, for goodness sake, what's the matter? My nerves are in tatters. Tatters, I say.
The pieces of leather that I so carefully laid out last night have disappeared.
What? Stolen? The thieves? The vagabonds? The dirty, rotten...
No! Calm down, calm down. Look.
The shoemaker had for sale a pair of the finest shoes he had ever seen, with stitches so small and so skillful that when he came to sell them... Oh, that's me. Thank you. Could I have those gift wrapped, please? They sold for twice the recommended retail price.
I've never made so much money from one pair of shoes, and now I have enough to buy leather for 2 pairs of shoes.
So that night, the shoemaker carefully laid the pieces of leather on his workbench before he went to bed.
All ready for me to start work first thing in the morning.
Good night, old shoemaker.
Good night, old shoemaker's wife.
These people are still very poor. They need our help and much, much more.
We'll make more shoes for them to sell because we make them very well.
We have got more leather, more leather,
More leather,
we have got more leather to make more pairs of shoes.
When the shoemaker and his wife awoke the following morning, they saw in the workshop 2 pairs of the finest shoes.
And believe me, These are the work of a master craftsman.
Again, the shoes sold for lots of money, so the shoemaker had enough to buy leather for even more pairs of shoes to be made. Time went by, and each night, the shoemaker carefully laid out the pieces of leather, and each morning, more and more shoes had been made. So the shoemaker and his wife became richer and richer.
It's like we've won the lottery. People are flocking from far and wide to buy my shoes.
The shoemaker and his wife were filled with curiosity.
Who can it be? Coming here at night, hammering and stitching so carefully. We have so much to thank them for.
That timeshare in New Yorker for starters.
Not to mention our lovely Triumph Herald with leopard skin interior, fluffy dice, the seating
That's
flame.
quite enough of that. Now, listen. I have a cunning plan. Let us sit up all night and watch just who it is that has brought us this untold wealth.
Good thinking, my lovely. You're not just a pretty face. Not even a pretty face.
What did you say?
I said a very pretty face, my little apple blossom.
That night, the shoemaker and his wife were quietly hidden in the workshop.
Joey!
I said we're quietly hidden! Shoemaker, hide! And not long after all the candles had been blown out, and when all was quiet, the kind elves appeared from under the floor.
Here we are again, happy as can be, sewing all the leather, making shoes for all to see.
All night long they worked, singing all the while.
Everybody talking about our slinky boots, oh, oh, slinky boots.
Their fingers flew so fast that the shoemaker and his wife could hardly believe what they saw. And when morning arrived, there were thousands of pairs of shoes.
How many?
All right, hundreds of pairs of shoes. 6. There were 6 pairs of shoes laying on the workbench, but the kind elves had disappeared before they could say a word.
How can we thank them?
They've been so kind and generous. There must be some way to show our thanks.
Oh, I know. You could make them some lovely mince pies and a chicken
Nice idea, but I was thinking of some new clothes.
Clothes?
Didn't you see the rags and tatters in which they were dressed? I will sew them a suit of clothes, and you can make them a pair of fine new boots.
So the shoemaker and his wife set about making new clothes and boots for the kind little elves. So the following evening, when the kind elves appeared, there was no leather for them to sew.
Where has all the leather gone? Sing. Where has all the leather gone?
All right, you two, that's quite enough of that. Look. The elves saw before them 2 Christmassy outfits, and they were completely speechless.
Oh my goodness, look at these, that is fantastic.
All right, maybe not completely speechless, but they were very excited.
Here, look, you have the blue one, look, I have the green.
All right, you two, I'll hang these up here. You can come down and try them on.
You take this one, I'll take that. Thank you.
I want to see what you look like. Wow, looking good, you two. Very festive. The kind elves were overjoyed with their Christmassy outfits.
I look so smart in my new suit. I've even got a pair of boots. Let's sing and dance and run around. Straight to the disco, we are bound. D-I-S-C-O. It is D-I-S-C-O. Singing disco.
Have fun, you two. Remember, hands, face, space.
Well, my little fruit bat, they seem as happy with their new clothes as we are with our newfound fortune.
The shoemaker and his wife were so happy. They soon had enough money to retire. But every now and then, they'd leave out some new clothes and boots for the kind elves, just in case they ever decided to visit them again. Aww.
Excuse me, dear. I think you've forgotten something.
Oh, have I? What's that? Oh, my shoes, of course. Thank you very much. Oh, and they all lived happily